What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Ryan. Remember a time where you could laugh without being canceled or without being afraid someone be like, what are you laughing at? That's inappropriate for you to laugh at it. There was a time you could just laugh because it was just plain funny. Remember those times? And today is one of those days where it's an anniversary of actual funny movies. Remember when movies were actually funny? They were actually about just making people laugh, regardless if the jokes were offensive to a lot of people. Remember, you could just laugh, just to laugh. This is the anniversary for two comedy movies, great comedy movies. One, American Pie, a coming-of-age story, and the other, Ron Burgundy, the legendary Anchorman, Ron Burgundy. Anchorman is the 20th anniversary, and American Pie, its 25th anniversary. Now, the first time I saw American Pie was in high school, and I didn't actually think it was going to be like an amazing film, but it actually turned out to be a great film. It had an amazing soundtrack, and everybody in that film became an actual staple in Hollywood, became a actual movie stars like Jason Biggs, Eugene Levy, Allison Hannigan, Tara Reid. The list goes on. Now, there's a bunch of things that happened in the movie that was pretty inappropriate, and you probably couldn't do that in today's standards, because people would be like just outraged. But there were a lot of things in that movie that was super funny as well. It became an instant classic back in 1999, and became a cult classic as well, because it caught the awkwardness and humor and what was going on in a teenage life. Of course, you had the pie incident, right? But it also had very relatable characters. The dialogue was just down to earth. You could just, it wasn't too it wasn't highbrow humor. It was just like, oh, you could just laugh, you know. And of course, it had the 90s anthems of songs you liked, you know, easygoing 90s songs that we all liked. I think it really hit home with a lot of viewers. Also, the movie's ideas with anxiety and dealing with young adulthood, dealing with the next stage in their life, it just really hit home with a lot of viewers. Also, it didn't care if it offended a couple people, right? American Pie, it just wanted to show what was going on really with young people. I think that's why American Pie, every time you watch it, it's still funny till this day, because, you know, what's out there right now, it's not funny, and you have to go back to like 90s films or early 2000s to be like, oh, okay, this is what it was to have jokes and laugh at it. And going back in time, another film which is the 20th anniversary is Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, with Will Ferrell and Christina Applegate, and another movie that has a list of actors and actresses that are in this great film. You have you have Will Ferrell. Which, funny enough, Will is not his first name. He talked about it on Christina Applegate's podcast. If you did not know, Christina Applegate has a podcast right now, and Will went on that podcast saying that's not his first name. You know, his first name is John. Already funny, right? So Anchorman is 20 years old now, and if you haven't seen Anchorman, I don't know what you've been doing in your life. The movie is just so absurd. It starts out in sunny San Diego, one of the best places in California. If you've never been to San Diego, a bit of a military town. I would know. I was stationed there, but one of the greatest towns in America, as the movie would say. Sunny San Diego. If you've never been there, go check it out. But it starts in San Diego, and you got an Anchorman trying to move up in the world, and it's showing the birth of the 24-hour news cycle, which is kind of poignant in the movie, right? And Anchorman is just one of those classic films where the man is trying to move up, and also Christina Applegate's character is trying to navigate in a man's world. See, this movie should be shown to other new writers to show like how a strong female type can deal in a man's world without like really like giving off like a message, like, you know, hitting us over the message how men are cruel, men are terrible, right? You could have a strong female lead without bludgeoning us with ideas, and instead of like telling us ideas and telling how terrible we are, you could just show how this woman is super strong and she could like deal with being in a man's world. But going with the movie, the movie was so absurd. And a lot of times it was super offensive, but it didn't care like American Pie. It was there to be funny, right? Even though the jokes were kind of borderline offensive, it didn't really care. Also, it had insane quotable quotes like "I'm trapped in an emotional glass," or 60% of the time it works every time. But the movie works because it's absurd. Everyone knows that it's absurd, and no one is taking it seriously, right? If you see like any of these comedy movies now, it's like, man, they're really taking it seriously. Like, you have to go back to like the 90s films of comedy, like the Naked Gun films. If you watch the Naked Gun films right now, still hilarious. Do you know why? Because they didn't take themselves serious, right? It was just simpler times. So, if you haven't seen American Pie or Anchorman, go please check those out. If you just want to have a nice afternoon, a nice evening, just to reminisce, and just remember the times where it was simpler, where you could just laugh, right, and not be worried if someone is like, what's that person laughing at, right? You could just laugh because it's funny. That's why I'm laughing, because it's funny. Anyways, this is your boy Ryan. Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, please like, subscribe. I'll check you guys out in the next one. Stay safe and keep on laughing. Peace.